hoping that I did the right ones because for some reason it just, yeah, okay, I'm live. So I'm looking at my phone. Let me just double check. So just bear with me for 1 second, okay? I'm just have set up everything. Yeah, I'm live. Okay, perfect. I think I'm live. Yeah, yeah, I killed the volume. So let me just make sure that I move my comments over here so I can see you guys after. So there we go. So hello everyone and welcome. My name is Nathalie DeSousa and I'm going to be your host for today. Um, Welcome. Thank you for being here. I know that right now it's 2 o'clock here in Toronto, Canada. It might be a different time where you are at, or if you're watching on replay, let us know where you're watching from. I know it might be a little bit difficult for some of you to, get the same time, or if you're working or a different time of the world, like I said, let us know where you're watching. Again, it's nice and a beautiful day here. It's actually really nice here in Toronto, even though it was really cool, but the weather's changing. Kids are back in school. My kids are older, so I have kids doing masters and higher education, so it's different. But I hope you guys are doing well. So what we're gonna work on today is and I have my August kit, but it came yesterday, so it just arrived yesterday. So I am not gonna use that. Instead, I'm gonna continue working with the July kit. It's gonna be my third project with it. And I have a fun idea, especially for those tags and those pieces that you get in the kit that I think I haven't used much of them. So I wanted to use them in a simple layout. I don't want to take a lot of your time today, um, you know, especially because I can know if you're up in North America and Canada, we just started school. So I know a lot of parents are getting back into the routine and you have little, especially if you have little kids, then you have homework and all that stuff. Like I said, I have kids in higher education, so it's a little bit different. They're adults, they can fend for themselves, but still it's a little bit different when they actually go to work than when they actually go back to school. So we're facing that too, because school for them, university, and their master's degrees have started late, like the same time. So it's been a while since they've been out of school like that. So like I said, regardless of where you're watching us or when you're watching us, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, I don't look that, great today. The weather lately, like it does a number on my eyes, makes them really watery and runny. So, I don't know. I think it's allergies too. Like I do have some, I don't know what to. So instead of wearing makeup, you're gonna see me that I don't wear makeup. Otherwise it'd be a runny mess. So, I choose to better just go kind of natural and hopefully well you won't see that much of me because I'm gonna flip the camera and we're gonna get started. I don't know if we're gonna like I said again, I do the live session. I if you ask any questions, if anybody's seeing me, I have the live chat on the going, but I have to look down. So I'm not gonna be able to check that often. I've moved them onto my watch, so hopefully they pop on my watch. But if I miss anything, I'm sorry. It's not that I'm ignoring you, but I have a different point of view because I have another camera here compared to this one. So I'll be looking down. But I'm gonna try my best to keep a track of the questions. So I'm gonna just to flip the camera, like no, I'm just gonna flip to the other camera, not flip the camera. And then we're gonna get started. So like I said, today we're gonna work. Let me get up, tie my hair. We're going to work with the July 2025 kits. My August kits are here. They just arrived literally yesterday. But I'm not going to use them because I already had this planned for today. So I have my August kit here. You're gonna see I have my pattern paper, whatever's left over, because I've already created 2 layouts. And I have my paper kit. So we're gonna use a combination of these two. Like I said, I wanna go with something simple. My idea, and you're gonna see that I have everything here, all my embellishments and everything. I wanna use quite a bit of these little tags and maybe the ones in the Project Life kit too, because I love them. I document on a regular basis on a 6x8, but even then, I know that not everybody documents in the same format. So I want to see if I can use some of this and some of the ephemera too, because there's quite a fun ephemera and the chipboard into a layout. So I went into, I have a box of pictures. And I pulled two sets up. I haven't decided yet. So I have my kids and my mom, a couple, it's probably like 5 years ago, just in the summer, having ice cream. And I also have my kids and my sister about to pop my niece around 17 years ago. So the difference, yeah. So I don't know which ones of these I'm going to use, but I know that I want to use two of them. So I have them ready here. And my idea today is I'm actually bring something that I'm sure all of you guys have in a way or another. I'm going to bring a crocodile. And I want to create, I love hanging things on my layouts. So I thought I want to, like I said, because I want to use all those tags, I thought about creating something on my page to hang them or like, hook them onto. So I'm going to start by creating, well, not creating, but just looking for the background. And I do want to use, I know that I want something on the whitish side. So I was thinking either Bikini Martini, which is the name of the paper. This is just the paper. And actually going to go for Coconut Fizz. That's the name of the paper. Okay. It's like this like printed white, kind of a little bit of a grayish, creamish tone to it. But I think it's going to be the perfect background for what I have in mind. So I want this. I know that, let me just go ahead and trim it. Like I said, this is Coconut Fizz, and this is from your cardstock or your cardstock kit. I'm going to trim it to a 12 by 12. I am going to trim it even smaller than that. I don't know if I want to create a frame or if I want to create just edges. So for now, I'm just going to trim it to 12 by 12. It's okay if it's not fully. But check that I did properly because for some reason, well, not for some reason, no, I gotta say, for some reason, my trimmer is not cutting straight like this trimmer. I like cutting stuff, it's gonna sound with a guillotine because this trimmer, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if you guys find it, it does not cut straight. I find that I have a lot of like, I don't know, crooked lines. I have no idea what it does, but it doesn't cut like nicely. And I love my guillotine, but then it will take the entire table because I have a pretty big one. So I have it here, my paper. So like I said, I want to take advantage of some of this, like the ephemera, the tag, especially the tags. There's a lot of ephemera that gives you that idea of like something that is like very fun, very playful about real life. So see, there's a lot of things that you can hang. Yeah. So here's where the idea came from. So now my idea, like not my idea, it's just decided whether I want to hang things vertically by creating like, two lines here, or do I want to hang them horizontally? So regardless, it doesn't like, no, it doesn't really matter, but it does, because I can just do this. So like I said, what I'm going to use, I'm not going to make it complicated. I want to keep it simple, but I want to give you some ideas on how you can use maybe some pieces in your kit that you're like going, I don't know what to do with them. So I want to show you that. So I have my crocodile, and I think I want to go, that's the other thing. I'm thinking I want to go a little bit smaller. I want to go, let me see. I want to frame this because I think that if I just leave it white with like, either if it's string or anything to hang with, it's just gonna look kind of stark and plain. So I need to kind of frame it. So we're gonna audition papers from the pattern paper kit. This is the July 2025 pattern paper kit. And the name of the collection is Color Me Happy. That's the collection for July. And I want something that has all the colors, and you're gonna see that I've used quite a bit of the paper, so it's been well loved, the kit. I don't want florals. I don't know. I want something that is going to frame this nicely. I kind of like this. Okay. Because it still has quite a bit of white. It shows all the colors on the kit. So, but I know I want to trim this. So before we audition, let's get on the first part of this. So I'm going to trim this to 11 by 11. So I'm going to take an inch from the bottom. Like I said, I don't think this thing is cutting straight. So I'm going to take a guess at 11 by 11. So it might be ish, and that's okay with me. Okay, so let's say that's 11-ish. And let's say we're gonna cut 11 on this side too. So now I'm gonna frame. Okay. Have my two pieces here. So we're gonna have an inch on all the sides. There you go. So now what I do here, what I know is that I do want, like I said, I think I want to hang them like this, my pictures on the one side here. And I like the black and white. I think I think you need the smaller pictures for this. So I think I'm gonna go with the smaller one. I'll save those for another layer. Maybe with the August kids, because they're like, those were that was a fun kid. I looked at it like, so I like that. I know that I want my something to go here, and then I want to add things around. So like I said, there's quite a bit, especially if you're like, you're in the tags and stuff like that, that you might not use or you just don't know how to use them. They're great to add your journaling. They're great to add my God, as layers, but you can go further than that. So like for example, this one, I think I want to just like thread some, kind of put it there. And then I want to maybe make this part really heavy and then balance it with something kind of heavy on this side. So like large clusters of ephemera, kind of heavy, and then slowly, like, it's not, the word's not melt, kind of dwindle the heaviness of the pieces as we go down, and then just, do the opposite here. So, like I said, some of these pieces are good, but are probably left in your kit. Same with the ephemera. There's quite a bit in the ephemera that gives you that idea of like, layers behind stuff, and pretty much that's how I want to use them. So let me take a look. See, like I kind of like that. Can easily hang it here. Just so you see where like my idea came from. Like with hanging pieces here. See like this frame. I would like to like probably hang the frame. Kind of hang the tag right next to it. So like I said, think of it as heavy and kind of like softening as it goes down, and then the opposite here just to balance it out. So have my idea in place. I know that I want to create my holes around here. So we're gonna bring in a ruler. Let's just clean up the space for now. I know these are my pictures. Let's set them there. Please. Let me get a ruler and a pencil. Yeah, so I have those two here. 1 second. When you need something, and this is, I have it here. So I'm going to use the grid on the background here to help me with this. I am going to mark my paper around 2.5 or so inches from the right. Just double check. Yeah, 2.25. Yeah, 2.25. Okay. And 2.25. And then from the top, I'm gonna say around an inch from the top or so. You don't have to be precise. It's just my engineering brain is thinking precise. Okay, so yes, I happen to be an engineer I'm a chemical engineer. So I work in I love math terms. So math is like something that comes really easily for me. Um, so I created this, and I know that if I do the opposite, I will have to do, well, on the other side, it's pretty much gonna be the same thing. So 2.25, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm just gonna make 2 for this. Actually, 1.75. Okay, for now, let's just do the one side. But once I do the one side, then I know if I'm right or not. But so let's create the hole. And I have this, and I also have, you can use like I have my crocodile because I thought I might bring some eyelets, and I have them here. So just in case, I don't have a lot of them. It's something that I wish I would have kept from, I'm gonna say back in the day, but I haven't been doing this for that long. So I know that some of you have been doing this for quite a bit of time, so you might have them. Um, it's not that I don't have, I have, but I wish I had like, specific ones, like white ones and stuff like that. I don't. So I have my marks here. There's one, and then I'm gonna do the other one. Here you go. Okay. So now let me get my, I think just one flying here. So like I said, I have Brad. I have a few of them. Let me see what I can use for this. And I want to stay kind of on the neutral side. I don't have white. You see, that's what I'm saying. I would say like, the ones that I want will show up more often. So nope. See, maybe I think this tone is actually one that I do like. Thing is, I need four of this, so I might have to go with something more fun. Let's see. Just finding four to match, that's the thing. I think these are the same color. Or I can go with like silver. That's the only ones I have. And I have also silver here, just in case. I don't know if I have enough, so. Mm. See, I don't think silver. I was thinking maybe, because there's black, maybe this kind of rusty brownish ones, and I kind of like those. So let's go with those. Hopefully I have enough. I think those are gonna be the ones. I have, just in case I have them. I'm gonna go with those two. Like I said, if you know where I can find, good ones, and like these nice purple colors, just leave it in the comments for me, because I know people are like gonna be like, oh, they were popular back in the day. I use them quite often. Again, I have a fascination with things like, kind of hanging on my pages, or like, hooked onto things on my pages. So I do have them, and I bought whatever is available. Like I said, I have brushes, right? So like, let's just go ahead and secure it. You get my. I'm not this great at this part here, so bear with me. And you don't have to do this. I like it because I'll add the texture, but you can literally, I'm using the wrong thing. You can like, it'd be good enough if you punch holes and then just add like an eyelet reinforcer, like the ones that we use in the binders. So if that's all you have, that works. I just like the texture and I have it. So I'm gonna give it a quick press. There we go. One is in place. Add the other one. See, this is where I am guessing, because usually when I do this, I'm sitting down. So it's different than when I'm standing up. See here. So how you guys been? I know, like I said, if you are like, have little ones, then oh my God, then you're back to school and everything is like, I do miss those times. I gotta admit it. I do miss that. Like the little kid situation. I don't have those little kids anymore. I have a 24 and a 22, soon to be 25 and 23. And when they get older, you always think, oh, they're gonna be. You don't have to do anything. Nuh-uh-uh. Problems change. When they're little, you have little problems. When they're older, problems are not so little anymore. Problems and worries grow with them too. So when they're little, you think, oh, it's giving me a headache and all this work. When they get older, a different headache. I think I need to fix the bone. It's a different not headache, it's just different. Even though I'm gonna tell you, it's nice to have adults. You relate to them differently. Maybe my husband and I do. We enjoy our kids, so we have enjoyed our kids. We were kind of youngish. I was young, should I say. My husband not so much when I had them. So I've grown up with them, in a way. So I have them here. See? It adds very little, texture. So don't think that it's like all bulky. It's not. It's just a little bit. So don't stress over that. But I have my two to start with, and we'll see if we go from there. So let me get some. Hi, Kirsten. So I have some string, so I know that this is gonna go there. So I'm just gonna thread the twine. Like I said, this is not gonna be a complicated layout because it's hot here in Toronto, first of all, and the lights make it like super hot. One. And second, I'm gonna do two rows of two rows. Don't listen to me. Two strands like double, so I'm gonna cut quite a bit. Okay. And I got this from Amazon, just to give you work. Because a lot of people have asked me in the past, where'd you get it from? I got it from Amazon long time ago. Don't ask me, that's not even available, but it was like super thick, and I can find it. Not even I can find it. So yeah, in case you're wondering. But if you know again of a good place where I can buy good twine, white that is not too thick, that this one has like a coating on it, so it makes it like super cool to work with. If you know where I can find it, leave me a message. So here's my idea. I haven't tied, I'm just, so when I have this here, and I'm sure you've seen there's quite a different versions of this. And I can probably create a different one with each, but I want to show you with this Munchkin. So there you go, here, okay? I haven't threaded anything yet. So let's see the pictures that I have. Like I said, my sister ready to pop my niece 17 years ago. Imagine, 17 years ago. That's how old my niece is. So I know that I want them up here. Okay, so this one might get perforated. I don't know yet the pictures, but I know it's going to be thread through that. And like I said, I want to take advantage of these tags. So I know one is going to go sit right there. So let's just start playing with it. You're going to see that I am not like, what is the word? I am not gluing anything or adding anything until I'm 100% sure where everything is going to sit. Okay, so I'm not even perforating the picture here because I want to make sure that I know where it's going to go. Okay, so let's see. I keep finding those pieces. Like I need to go with something pink too to balance this. Find that. Like I said, maybe a frame. See, we have all these pieces here. So I think that just kind of layer them one on top of the other one. Easy, just create a hole and thread through it. Might just do it here, kind of a banner like that. That's fine. So, but I want to use that. I also want to use, I saw this in my kit. There's quite a bit in the chipboard. There's all these frames. So I think it'd be a great idea to use on this. I was thinking, see, I like this pink. Thread the pink. Let's just see what it looks like. Remember the photos, that's why you're not gluing anything yet. And I actually might create holes in it to just help me with this. Maybe I do it. Or I just go. Yeah. So I like this one. Let me see if I find a bigger one, but I know I want this piece here. I don't want to go with a black frame because I have black in the picture, so that will defeats the purpose, but I like this. So maybe I can frame one of my pictures. See? I can frame one of my pictures and put it there, and then the other one will just kind of go on top of it. Or we could frame the other one too. See, we can frame it, or you don't have another frame here. And what I said about the black frame stretch that I'm gonna use that one. I'm just looking at things. So I have another one here. I forgot these things come apart. No, I don't know like this glue. Let's see which one it's better. This one's better here. And this one, it's better there. So I'm gonna use the frames to actually glue my pictures onto them. So let's start with that. Put that to the side, using it here. Let me get some glue. Yeah, this one here. Okay. So to the back of this. And I'll trim the excess. So I'm just gonna glue my picture right onto this. Press. So it stays in place, let it dry, and I'm gonna glue the other one. So I don't know which way I want it. Do I want to go this way? Or do I want to go this way? Horizontal. And I don't think these frames, somebody asked me last time if they are stickers. They are not. I don't think so, unless I misread, but they are not peel and stick. So okay. See, imagine how little they were. My God. And like I said, the little belly is going to be just turned 17 in March. Wow. Yeah, my niece is 17. My kids are young. I have my kids really young. There you go. One photo's ready. Let's trim the excess. There we go. So I have my photos. Let's clean the garbage a bit to the side here. You don't have to see that part. So let's go back into this. Yeah, that makes sense. So you can do two things. You can just glue this on top of the thing, but I think I want to perforate my frame. So that means that I have to kind of make up exactly where they're going to go. I know that I want to perforate it up here. So let me get my crocodile. And if you don't have a crocodile, you can easily do it with a punch, the one for, you call it punch holder? What would you call it? I have no idea what the proper term for it. So if I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. See, I'm just creating a little perforation there for my photo. I think I want to do this. I can go underneath. Okay. That means I probably have to create another perforation down here and then right there. So I am going to create another perforation down here. I'm going to make it smaller. Okay, let's see. Right there. And I'm going to create a perforation up here, a bit smaller. Let's see. Actually, where do I want it? On the side here. Let's see. There we go. So I want this to go underneath and then on top. I'm just threading pieces right now. And then this one, I am going to I'm going to alternate. So by alternating how the thread, am I saying it properly? How this is threaded, then you change a bit of how these pictures are going to sit. just because they're gonna move with the, like that. See? You can move this a little bit higher. Okay, so you see it. Okay, so I'm gonna move this a little bit higher, maybe that lower. This is gonna overlap, but you see what I'm getting to. Okay, so like I said, see, you can choose nice and taut. Okay, so let's keep building onto this. And we're still gonna add more to it, but for now, let's see what else we have here. We have a lot of like I said, there's a lot of pieces here that kind of give you that idea that it should be like, frame and stuff like that. So let's just go through this stuff. And we're gonna build onto this. So don't think that I'm just adding things and like, we're gonna leave them there. We're gonna actually decorate even further. So in case you've gone through a lot of pattern paper and you still have like you don't have that much, this will be probably a good thing for you to use some of these pieces with. Yeah, like I said, this piece here. And create the holes, and then I can go, you can go in there like this, you can go like that. That's another one that's gonna look into. So many pieces. This kit is so beautiful. You have all these tags. I can easily like layer another one. I can layer like two of them here, which is probably what I'm going to do. So I'm just kind of right now I'm just going to audition some of the stuff that I have here. That's the best word. Audition. I'm just looking at something that is going to kind of contrast the one up there. And I do like this. See, like I'm gonna like create a hole and just like kind of thread it there. So I'm gonna go up here. So that's why you don't do anything until you know where everything is going to sit. You want that to be underneath. So I said, how you thread the pieces does matter. So just keep that in mind, okay? The moment you thread your pieces, it does matter how you thread your pieces. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just, okay? So I can play with that there. I think I'm going to secure that somehow. So foam adhesive is gonna be your friend for that. I have it here. And keep it ready. And then I know that this piece is gonna go here. I can actually put this one too. No, something will come. Top. No, it has to go, see, from the bottom up so that this picture stays. See. Okay, let's keep this in place. So let's get some foam adhesive. Just one, no more than one, just so it doesn't move. I know that's gonna stay there. So let's go here. Through the top. I don't want to lose the frame. So I'm just thinking, how can I fix this? So this has to be thread at the bottom. See, like I told you, it matters how you thread the thread, how you run your thread. It's like a big like. Come on, go ahead. So even though it's simple, see me kind of spend quite a bit of time doing this part here. This has to be thread from the bottom. Bottom, then up, and then up. Just do the smart thing, Natalie, and then just create a loop here. Fine. I don't like to. Struggle. Struggle is real. Just in case you wonder, like, yep, we struggle too. Here we go. That's better. I'm gonna show you a little trick. I cut this here. To fake it. I know that one's gonna stay. Because otherwise I'm gonna spend a lot of time getting this. And if you guys have been to my life, you guys know that I could get some OCD sometimes about some of these things. I like that there, kind of on a bit of an angle. So I'm gonna take a piece of foam adhesive and kind of stick that in place. Yeah. So I'm gonna get, because you have to remember that you want to see the air, like the places where the string is kind of starting from. Okay, so fold it down a bit. That's why you don't like completely secure them until you fully know where everything is going to sit. So I know this is gonna be kind of a bit. This, there we go. Let's get underneath. You saw me struggle. Like I said, struggle is real. There you go. Move it back. Higher. There we go. This one is going to sit on top of the other frame. This is thread in the, like you bring in the thread from the back. So that means it's going to sit a bit on the back. And I do want it to go like that. So let's just play with this a bit. Okay, that means I have to create a second hole over here. No, I'm going to thread this here. There we go. So now I'm happy. Okay, so create this a bit. There we go. So this is stuck. Let's stick this one here. Piece of, it has to be thicker than foam adhesive because you put in your picture on top of the other frame. So just keep that in mind. It is going to add a little bit of, not bulk, dimension. Remember the word is not bulk, it's dimension. So remember this one that I cut a little edge. So now it's easy to just kind of hook it here. Okay, so we fake it until we make it. So hook it onto the one on the other side. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to stay like that a bit. Let's add some foam adhesive behind it to keep it in place. Okay, so you see how like slowly it's coming together. Like I said, we're going to bulk this up a little bit more. So the other pieces that I'm going to add here, I am going to go with that idea, as in like I'm going to perforate the hole and then I'm going to cut it so I can put it the right way. Okay, so let's play with it. Because I added one there, I'm going to add another one here, somewhere in between. I think I want to add a yellow one. So we're going to add two holes here. Side here, let's see. 1, 2. And so cheater way, cut it, cut it. And I'm just going to literally kind of hook it here. I'm just gonna like slide it until there we go. So I'm just building this up, okay? So just create the holes, cut little slits, and then you can easily like keep them in place after. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Gonna add some foam adhesive to keep it in place. You won't even notice the slits. Okay, but that's probably the best way to get this working. So I'm gonna keep building this side. Set another one of those tags that if you haven't used them, then like I said, this is a great place. I need to bring something like kind of on the pink or I have pockets here. I'm just trying to see what I have. So in case you haven't looked at them, is this set here. All these tags. And just looking at what we have. This is a library card, but I want something that has quite a bit of pink. And like I said, heavy, so you want to consider size. So bigger, bigger, you want to get smaller as you go down. Okay. The reasoning, because you want to balance what's going to go on this side, and we're going to go small to big. Okay. So I think I want to add something like, even if it goes underneath here. Great place to use all these little pieces that you're probably thinking, what am I going to do with them? Here we go. You can use this idea for it. I'm going to get them. I see some tickets. This is a good thing. Let's see if I find a different color ticket. Which one is this happening with now? Very beautiful kit. Very colorful. So in case you're thinking, oh, yeah, I kind of like this swatching too. It's because it's like I don't want to hook already. So I'm gonna cheat it with this and the ticket here and here. Okay, so let's create a hole. On the corner. And like I said, create the hole and then cut around it. And to do that with all of this right now. Leave the hole, then cut like a little slit. If you like have like already have, because I secure some of my pieces here, so all I'm gonna do is just kind of fake it now. Literally fake it till you make it. And kind of hook these pieces here. Okay. So now you're gonna push this one, slide it there. Kind of keep pushing this a little bit higher. Just want like kind of a little bit of the shadow to pop. Foam adhesive. There we go. This one here, foam adhesive. And I like it. So I'm gonna bring this here. And I'm gonna tie my bow right here. I'm gonna add more stuff, but the bulk of this is pretty much done. Okay. And this. Good. There you go. See? Kind of like this because it kind of fans it out. So it's pretty. So now, like I said, part of it, this is not like, it. We're going to add to this. But then we need to balance. So to balance this, I need to bring something heavy down here. I could go different ways. So before, remember, this is 11 by 11 before, and sorry about the noise. Bobby, can you close the door, please? No. I need to create a frame for this. So I'm going to audition the paper now because I think it's going to give me a great, I like that too. See, we're going to kill the noise a bit. Thank you. I have my daughter home. She has to go out later on, but for now she's home, so she was able to close it up. Thank you. So let's see. I want a paper. I think I want to use. Okay, see. It's the one. Nope, that's not the one. Don't mind me until spend some time doing this. Let me see something. I want something that has quite a bit of color without so let's addition some stuff here. No. Maybe. Maybe. I kind of like it because it picks up all the colors like on the layout. So for now, this one is kind of I like the cameras, but they kind of get lost, but and I'm starting to think that a solid might be a good choice. Oh my God, look how little paper that I have left over from other. No, not a fan of yellow. Sorry, guys. I know that somebody's gonna be like, oh, I'm not a fan of yellow. I kind of like this. No, for sure. See how mortician stuff? No. I kind of like the black and white, but no. See this? No. No. Okay, let's see back to my contenders. I like this teal. I like the teal, but I also like that one. But I think I'm gonna go with the teal. I think the teal is the winner. Okay, so the name of the paper, I'm gonna tell you in 1 second. Let's put this stuff away. This paper is Snap Snap. That's the name of the paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim the barcode or the UPC bar, whatever, whichever way you call it. And then I'm gonna gut the center of it, so I only need the frame for my layout. So I'm gonna cut around a 1¼ inch from all the sides. 1¼ Like I said, my trimmer is not cutting super straight lately. So ish is the way to go. Okay, there we go. Almost there. So you look at the time. People doing fine. So let's see here. Okay, so now I'm going to place my paper. You see this stress here? I'm gonna put it at the bottom, even though it should be at the top, because and then I'll have some more here. So it's gonna give me the right placement for what I have in mind. So I have that there. Let me get some glue tape. I don't go all the way to the edges, so I can keep the paper straight until I have everything in place, and then I just use like my scissors to snip the little corners, and I have, my frame. I don't want to waste the paper. I know Kimberly's generous and I get like 2 of the packs, but I just don't see why I'm gonna waste the paper underneath. So I usually save that for part of my 6x8 albums. This is a great paper for backgrounds as bases. I do a scrapbook in a 6x8 and combine it with pocket pages. So it's like a happy medium for me. I get to write stories and be creative. So here we go. The dots on the background are going to help me to keep this nice and straight. There we go. I think I got it. Okay. Happy with what it looks like. Sorry, I'm just kind of like going to hear me louder because I'm standing on top of the camera to make sure it's nice and straight. There we go. So now we press. Now we go back. Here, use your scissors just to snip the little corner. There we go. So there we go. Okay, so nice and neutral. We're still gonna build this up. Now let's worry about this. So I don't want my title down here. Like I just want something that is diagonal opposed so that I know that my eye is gonna be right there and right here. And if I put something here, I can add my lines of journal here. And I tend to leave my layouts a bit, but this one I probably add stuff to it after, I take pictures because they probably go into my son's, it's kind of like more on the masculine side. So I go into my son's album. So I'm just thinking if I want to also create, I think I want to like match it. I don't know yet. Thinking maybe I want to match it. I don't know yet now. So I think that I can also do this just to bring the frame in. I don't know. See, this is as far as the inspiration went. I'm just going to play with some of the things that I have here. Let's see. Let's go back into this one here. See, I have a little pocket here that I think I can use. It's a little pocket. I just saw it. Put in some of the yellow. No, it needs to be like something heavy down here. So let's keep playing with this. Yeah. So you see, I'm going to just probably just build something like down here to hold this in place. And I might not even go with that, but add similar version to it. So I like this here. Okay. I know that I need a frame because I have frames up there. Then, see what else we have. A snapshot. So I think I want this probably here. Again, I'm trying to build this. I need to bring some of this little ticket situation. Remember, those are over here. So I have a blue one. Okay. So I'm just kind of building this up. Get a title, which is, you know, I don't know. Let me see what we have as for titles here. It needs to be a little bit on the, what's this name? A little bit heavy. So that's what I'm just adding pieces here just to make it heavy. So it balances that. Okay. So just thinking. Let's get placing on. Let's look at this. Thing. I'm gonna need this. I'm going to need. No, it's too colorful. Sorry, I'm stepping on top of it instead of bringing it in. I think I need to bring some more yellow. So let's look at the real life best snapshot. I think that's going to be my title, but I need to bulk this up. So get that there. And it's a camera. So let's move this a little bit higher. Again, when I kind of add like that kind of crazy movement from up there, we're going to add it down here too. Okay. But we're going to leave this free because we're going to use the perforation here to create kind of the same idea as up here. So let's see. Maybe if I do this, much better. Okay. Take it. Okay, I like that. Put this down a bit more. This higher. So let's just play with this a bit more until we're happy. Until I am happy. No, until we are. Until I am happy what it looks like. I think the camera needs to be down here or up here. Usually up here. You can see that I'm kind of putting everything towards the inside because I need this to be free. Okay, so I'm going to show you why in 2 seconds. Trying to make sure that this. Yeah, but I know that the frame is going to stay there. So let's start building this up. Glue. You're going to glue just the top part of this. Okay, so. And you do want to add it straight. So leave around, I don't know, around there. Okay. So there's no glue down here, just on the top part of it. Okay, so that's ready. I know that. Sit there. Now that I want to bring some blue here, so I'm gonna lightly kind of lift it up here. Go right there. See, some adhesive, like super thin this one. So there we go. And now real life has to go best snapshots in real life. So snapshots, let's add some foam adhesive here. Sorry about that. Yep. See, this is how you're gonna build your little cluster. This gonna take you some time, but like I said, let's go for the not feminine, the masculine side of this layout. Or if you don't like flowers, this is not gonna be one that has flowers. Let's try and see. I need to put the camera here. Let's see. Oh, one of my cameras shut off. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason, the camera shut off, and now I have it back working. So I do like that. Okay, I might add something else underneath, but I like this part here. See, heavy, 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 and I need to add two more. But I need to bring the same idea that I have here onto this side. So we're gonna make it a little bit different. So for this, again, you're gonna have to, let me just clean up a bit. I don't know what I touched. So bring your ruler. So I'm gonna say around 1.5 inches or so. So 1.5 inches here. Actually less. 1.25 probably. Yeah, 1.25, sorry. Here. And 1.25 down here. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to take, let me get a bigger one. I have this one. Okay. Hoping it fits. No, it doesn't, of course. 1.18. Okay. This is going to sit right there. So, yeah. Get some thread. We're going to literally thread through the holes here. Yep. Actually, just to the top and the bottom. Here, and then here. 2. There we go. So we're going to center that here. Just pull it out. Extra thread. Straight into the back. And just straight into the back here too. Okay, keep that in place. I'm going to play. And just put some of it out. No, I'm going to pull here. Okay. Then we're going to tie it up here. So this is going to stay there. Let's give it some foam adhesive to keep it in place. It's okay if it's a little bit crooked. So, finger. Tie. That's extra. I don't know. Sorry, but I don't know why the camera is like turning off. So I'm sorry. I just like thread through here, but I have it. I know. I don't know why the camera's turning off. Let me turn off my mouse. Just maybe I need to turn off my mouse. I think I touched it and I have a different mouse now. But I like this. So now we're gonna complete this before I lose you guys again. Because for some reason my camera keeps shutting off. So I like that. I'm repeating pieces here. So very balanced. So let's see. Like I said, no flowers are gonna be hurt in the making of this. There's gonna be no flowers. Um, but we're gonna get some of this, not the flowers. We're gonna go into these pieces here. So this little, I have blue here. I don't have blue up here. So I'm gonna take this washi tape and I'm going to carefully lift this up and place it there. We're gonna cheat the mixed media. Okay. So I have a little bit of, I wanna add something here. Let's go with some of this pink, some of this, yeah, the pink here. And we're gonna cut just actually the one over here. We're gonna cut half of it. Okay. Just be careful, like when you pull this out. Okay. We're just going to kind of slide it underneath here. Carefully slide it. Okay, we're gonna cheat the mixed media. Okay. Just carefully, like lift up your pieces carefully. That's why you don't secure everything completely until you like ready to call it a day. See? Cheating the mixed media here. There's some green polka dots here. So let's add them up here. Careful. Okay. There's some orange here. We're gonna bring it down to the title. Okay, let's keep going. Just more blue. Over here. So carefully lift up stuff. Just want kind of hints of that color. Perfect. Let's go with some pink. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna cut into pieces. Careful, lift up stuff. Okay. You kind of want to bring this over here. Okay. See? We're gonna add this a little bit more here. So let's see what else we have here. You don't need the whole piece. You just need like pieces that are you need to bring some yellow. So we're gonna cut this part here. You don't need to take the whole thing. That's the piece that you need. And that's the beauty of these because it's like, mixed media on a flush without hurting any of the products or your paper. So just the only thing you have to be careful is when you pull the sticker that you don't rip it. So just, keep that in mind. So let me see, I'm gonna lift this up, tuck it. There we go. So you have the idea that you actually did the mixed media, but you didn't do a thing of it. Let's see, pink, pink, pink. We're gonna cut some of this here, just the part that you need. You see this kind of a splatters here? Just be careful. Like I said, this is the part that you have to be careful with when you pull it out. So bring this here because you want the splatters. So just kind of add it here. See? Gives you the idea of the splatters. Let's get on it. We're gonna go into the pocket stickers because we need to add more to it. So, go into the pocket stickers. You need a heart. So let's see. Kind of like this special. Okay. Let's keep going. Great thing. Okay. Wait. We're almost there. So I have black, black, black. Let's see another black here. Okay. See? Black, black, black. We'll tie all of this together. We bring in all of that. Let's keep adding stuff. Like I said, think of it of a boy layout. If that's what you're looking for, then this might be something you want to give a chance. But we forgot to tighten my little here, just to kill some of the pinkness of the camera. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We're almost there. Remove the enamel dots here. There's not that many, so we're just gonna add a few. That's close to what the pictures and the title is at. So there's another one here. Okay. I was hoping we had another one. We don't. So okay, let's see. That's good. That's good. Move this one over here. We have the blue. I need something up there. So let's see. I need some sort of heart or something. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I can add more. I could. See, yellow, yellow. Do I want to add the buttons? I don't know. The last. No. It's something here. So let's go into like this. So foam adhesive behind it. Yep. Lightful here. It just needs, I need something. I know that. I'm just looking at it going, what does it need? Maybe I'm not a fan of birds, but I think it might actually, no. Another good day. Let me put a hello. There we go. Now we're finished. Okay, now we're finished. So let's clean up this. So sorry about the camera, happening like that. But I think that, like I said, I think I got a new mouse that is like cordless, so it's like very sensitive. So, like I said, created my little holes here, put some thread, added stuff, cheated the mixed media with the washi tape, used all the tags that I could, heavy at the top, heavy at the bottom, so it balances out. See, I'm telling you. For some reason, it's like, the mouse is very sensitive. So I'm gonna flip it and I'm gonna sit down. But I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, you saw my entire body. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and actually help you give you an idea for your project. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I would love to help you. So I think I'll see you in 2 weeks again for another project. And until then, take care, guys. Bye. ¿Cómo le fue a la Kisha? Medio ocupada, medio ocupada, pero más ocupada.